Sitting innocuously in between your eyebrows, the breadth of the tiny bindi you carefully put on carries legacies within it. Where does it come from, and what narratives fit inside it? Bindi holds a special place in Indian culture. This humble little speck of color can be purchased for a mere ₹10 from the corner shop or simply borrowed, stolen from our mother's dresser and reused till the end of time, so long as it can stay chip code on our cupboard door or bathroom mirror. In the traditional imagination, the bindi is a quintessential part of the image of an ideal Indian woman. Actually, an ideal Indian Hindu woman who has all the morals that deem her worthy of representing her country: obedience, docility, chastity. You get the point. In some instances, the bindi's color can signify a woman's marital status, like red for taken and black for unmarried. Its shape can signify how sanskari she is, round for A grade and long or serpentine for B grade or vamp. Conversely, the absence of a bindi has been significant too. In some Indian communities, a bare forehead has traditionally been seen as inauspicious and a mark of the stigma and oppression of widowhood. And this is not the only history of oppression and discrimination linked with the bindi. Post the Indo-Pak partition, Sindhi migrants settling in India would often find themselves being shunned by Indians. And so for Sindhi women, donning the bindi became a way of conforming, giving up their own identity so that they could fit in. In certain parts of the country, the color of the bindi has been used as a marker of caste identity, with Dalits sometimes being forbidden from wearing a bindi altogether. In another part of the world, Sri Lankan Tamilian women had to wipe the bindi off their foreheads so they could save their lives in the 1983 anti-Tamil riots. Fast forward to today, Indian Hindus are running social media campaigns to criticize Diwali ads in which young women were shown wearing Indian clothes without the bindi. Their motto, #No Bindi, no business. Such debates over the bindi have emerged because many groups, as the supposed gatekeepers of our culture, have strong opinions about whose forehead it belongs on. And these debates have extended far beyond the Indian subcontinent. It was the likes of Madonna and Gwen Stefani who made the bejeweled forehead a popular trend in the West post the 1990s. Since then, the bindi has been sported by a number of Western celebrities, many of whom have been accused of cultural appropriation. In 2015, this even sparked a movement called #Reclaim the Bindi, with young South Asians arguing that only people with South Asian heritage should be able to wear the bindi. They called out Americans for using South Asian cultural symbols as a fashion statement when convenient, while not having to deal with the discrimination that an Indian donning the same symbols might face. For instance, earlier in 1975, in New Jersey, this very bindi had even become symbolic of assaults against the Indian community by a xenophobic group called Dot Busters, named after the dot of the bindi. So in 2020, when NASA scientist Swati Mohan was pictured proudly wearing her bindi while she led the control operations of the Mars mission, it was a long overdue moment of recognition for the South Asian diaspora who saw their beloved bindi being celebrated at the global stage. As important as the representation was, it raises the question, should the bindi be celebrated only when it's worn by a specific person? A woman by gender, Hindu by religion, and Indian by nationality? While the gatekeepers of Binduization might say yes, others like bindi artist Aruna Bhatt believe it's foolish to claim we have exclusive rights to use the bindi. After all, borrowing from different cultures to create a distinct form of self-expression is the way of today's globalized world. And in such cases, the line between cultural appropriation and appreciation is faint and hard to draw. The love for the bindi in non-Indian communities shows in its economics as well, with the Indian bindi industry getting 10 to 15% of its revenue from other countries like Indonesia, Afghanistan, the US, UK, Malaysia, and India is not the only culture with this style of forehead ornamentation, which is also native to many African and East Asian communities. In fact, within India itself, the very term bindi is not what all people relate to, because it's bhot in Assamese, tikli in Odia, and bottu in Tamil. Its names, colors, shapes, and uses vary widely, and each variation adds to it being a lively, diverse, yet minute symbol that means something different for all of us. Its beauty and changing interpretations will continue to dot the past, present, and future, only to always quietly settle between our eyebrows from where it all began.